What are some of your favorite scenes from this movie?
Flick challenging Schwartz to pay his tab to ride the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of like really good, funny physical comedy of them like slamming into cars and tree stubs.
It's really random. I mean, definitely the snowball fight.
Yeah.
It's really cute. And I mean, when she gets plopped in the face too, really funny.
A little Dumb and Dumber.
And when he's in the attic writing his dad's obituary and kind of letting it flow.
So
I like the Farkas that came around.
That is my favorite scene.
Interesting.
Farkas is a cop and picks him up, and the whole scene felt wholesome. And so they get back to his house, and Farkas lets him out and says, I always thought that I had to be a tough guy because that's how my dad was. But the last thing he says to Ralphie is what stuck with me, where he's like, if you'd been picked up by any other police officer tonight, you'd be sitting in jail for the next 2 days. Makes you think. The serendipity about all of it. It's kind of fun. It's the magical part of it, if you will. Welcome to Buzzn The Tower, a podcast dedicated to the movies of the 1980s. Prepare to be stuffed in our DeLorean and taken on a trip through the best decade of film ever.
Hey Mo, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. So if you love Caddyshack, The Goonies, Aliens, Weird Science, Spies Like Us, The Great Outdoors, Empire Strikes Back, The Great Muppet Caper, Pretty in Pink, Predator, Rocky IV, Roadhouse, Say Anything, Real Genius, Short Circuit, Some Kind of Wonderful, Beverly Hills Cop, Akira, Tango and Cash, The Breakfast Club, and They Live, just to name a few, then sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained. Because we came here to chew bubblegum and podcast about 80s movies, and we're all out of bubblegum. If you haven't already, subscribe to Buzzn The Tower on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast platform is. And while you're there, leave a review and a 5-star rating. It's a moral imperative! You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, and all social media platforms by searching the tag @Buzzn The Tower. That's BUZZN The Tower. Also, check out our website, buzzinthetower.com, and grab some officially licensed gear. It's so choice. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking some up. Now, if you want to get nuts, let's get nuts. Head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/buzzinthetower. With memberships as low as $3 a month, you can have access to tons of extra content, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to Save Ferris. Dark O'Shea, darling, Dark O'Shea. Buzzn The Tower is brought to you by Sonic Loans. You can find them at sonicloans.com. Max, I'm in the holiday spirit. I got Santa in my loins.
A graphic? Wrong place to have them.
It's the perfect place to have them.
Heart. You want them in your heart.
Same thing, Max. What I want this Christmas for all of our listeners is to have the perfect mortgage. And the best way to get the perfect mortgage is to go to the perfect lender, and that's what Sonic Loans is. They are going to make sure you get into the absolute right mortgage, best rate. I know the rates have spiked, but they're going to make sure that whatever is the best available is what you're getting. They're going to pass the savings on to you. 15-year, 30-year, fixed adjustable. Charlie and his team of ninjas are going to chop up whatever they need to chop up to make sure they're serving you the best possible mortgage you can have. Tell them that Buzzn The Tower sent you. Reach out immediately and get started on the most important journey you'll ever have. Not a trip to the North Pole, but a trip to a good mortgage.
NMLS number 1955855. Not available in all states. Not a commitment to lend. Additional requirements apply. Visit sonicloans.com or call 313-488-4888 for more information. Buzzn
The Tower is also brought to you by Bolton Legal Group. You can find them at boltonlegalgroup.com for a free consultation. Call 248-595-0001. I have to tell you, around this time of year, nothing warms my heart more than going to court.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, Miracle on 34th Street.
That's what I was just thinking of. And you know who would not be prosecuting Santa? Bolton Legal Group. Ian and the team, they're aggressive, they're efficient. It doesn't matter what type of law. It could be real estate law, it could be business law. And that's what Ian and his team are going to do for you. They're going to make sure that you're protected for whatever your needs are, for whatever legal entanglement you're in, or maybe you just want to sue someone for a little extra cash around the holidays. That's a good move. Go to Bolton Legal Group, make your frivolous case. They'll win anyways because that's just how solid they are. Reach out
I have a terrible case.
They love the terrible ones. They're the most fun ones. Reach out to Ian and his team as soon as you can. Tell them that Buzzn The Tower sent you and get ready to have a wonderful holiday win in the courtroom. Today's episode, A Christmas Story Christmas. 'Tis the season for Dudley Moore dressed as an elf, Cousin Eddie kidnapping Clark's boss, a holiday party at Nakatomi Plaza, and Bill Murray being visited by 3 ghosts. And while Santa Claus the Movie, Christmas Vacation, Die Hard, and Scrooged are classics, we cannot forget the gold standard for holiday movies. Of course, I'm talking about 1983's A Christmas Story. In fact, it's so treasured, it runs on a 24-hour loop every Christmas Eve through Christmas Day. But today we're not talking about A Christmas Story. Today we're talking about its belated sequel, A Christmas Story's Christmas. Can this new version hold up? Will it be the next Maverick or, God forbid, the next Coming to America 2? Today on Buzzn The Tower, we'll dive into another attempt to relive the 1980s as we discuss A Christmas Story's Christmas. I'm Mo Shapiro, and joining me as always, the most emotionally fragile person I know, Max Sanders. And with that, I triple dog dare you.
It's Italian. Yeah.
You're Italian.
No, I'm not. I'm Russian.
You're something.
What are you?
I'm here. I am here. Max.
Merry Christmas.
'Tis the season to podcast.
La 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 la.
You know, in the order of the 3 things I hate most in the world, do you know
Singing?
what the number 1 is?
Me singing?
No.
Me existing?
You congested. You congested with a cold.
I am a little nasally.
I want to snap your neck. And if I'd known that you weren't feeling well, I would have brought in the fleet of people that are begging to be on the show and replaced you immediately. But instead, you roll in here. You're all nasally.
At least I'm not puking like that John Candy episode.
That was incredible.
You're like, we need
a nice
to stop.
pork chop sandwich served in a dirty ashtray.
Yeah.
That's great.
Temple of Doom.
That was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
Good times.
When have you been sick? Why aren't you sick more often?
That's a great question.
You have 3 kids.
When I get sick, it's bad.
Yeah.
I go down hard. Like hard. I'm out for days. I can't be bothered. You should ask my wife about what it's like when I'm sick. It's not fun for anyone. I ruin everyone's time. So before we jump into the podcast, I thought I'd share with everybody why I was an hour late to the podcast today. I was out with my wife and we pulled out of our driveway and there was a very large raccoon that was stumbling across the street, disoriented. In
like
the
a drunk hobo?
Like in the middle of the day, which was weird. So I was like, all right, well, I'm sure it'll find its way back to the woods. So I go out, run an errand with Trish. I come back and now it's laying like off to the side of the street.
Yep.
And Max, this is my Achilles heel. This is the one thing that if someone was trying to take me down, they would do it by injuring animals and getting me to try to help them. Because as you know, I have a rich history of trying to help wounded animals. And 2 out of 2 times prior to today, I've ended up in the hospital because of it. The dog rescue where the dog's older brother attacked me and the...
Wait, how do you know the dog's older brother?
Well, it's not related by household sharing. When I brought the little dog home and the big dog busted the door down and wondered why I was holding his little brother and then attacked me. That was great. Had to go to the hospital for that. And then the cat with the kittens underneath my porch where I tried to grab the mom and the mom, exorcist style, spun her head around and punctured my hand 15 times with her fangs. That was...
See, this is why you don't help anyone.
True.
It's all about me, baby.
But it is, we're so close to the holiday.
Win, baby.
And you know what? I feel like because you and I call ourselves trash pandas all the time, that I have a special kinsmanship something or other. Kinsmanship, sure. With raccoons. So anyways.
I'm getting a raccoon tattoo.
I should get a raccoon tattoo.
It's going to be one like smoking a cigar and firing a machine gun.
This one, Max, was not doing well. And when I came back home, was laying on the street. Have you ever heard a raccoon scream?
No, what's it sound like?
Dean Cain. Do you remember him?
You mean Howard Dean?
The Howard Dean, not Dean Cain.
Dean Cain is
from Superman. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
We're going to Iowa. Yeah.
That's so I was a block and a half away from this thing and it's laying on the road like twitching and I just hear it go, yeah! Yeah! And I was like, wow, this is absolutely horrifying.
It's kind of hilarious.
So what do? I make a lot of phone calls. I post on Facebook to see if anyone can help me out.
Whose raccoon is this?
I can find whose raccoon is. That's great. I didn't post that, but I should have. And it's not Dean Cain's. We know that. It's not a super raccoon. People give me numbers. Nobody's answering them. So I finally get one.
What do you think someone would say?
I thought there'd be like rescues or something that can help raccoons, and there's not. So I finally find someone. I find someone. I want to give a shout out to them before I butcher. What are they called? Motor City Possum Rescue.
Seriously?
Yeah. So I speak to this really nice woman. She's like, "Listen, I can take care of this raccoon for you, but you got to get the raccoon to me." And I'm like, "Of course I do." So what do? I call a couple buddies at the fire station. I'm like, yeah, I got a situation over here. I'm gonna need you guys to help me get this raccoon into a bucket or into not a bucket, into a cage or something.
You use a shovel?
Yes, used a shovel and a recycling bin and got the raccoon in there and drove out to Ferndale, which is a good 20-minute drive.
It's probably dead.
That's Max.
Are you gonna go for an update?
I asked for an update. If I get a live one while we're podcasting, hold on, let me check my phone and see. As of now, no updates. So that's good news.
Okay,
it was not immediately put down.
One thing, if it does die, can I taxidermy it and make it look like Ferris Bueller and it can be our mascot?
No. But you can say, if it dies, it dies. So anyways, that was my good deed for the year. I got the raccoon into my pickup truck. I don't even know why I'm saying raccoon instead of raccoon now. It just feels fancier.
Yeah.
I made it out to this rescue. The woman was really nice and it was pouring rain out and it felt like the intro to Point Break, except I wasn't doing anything cool like surfing or going through an obstacle course. I was just carrying a recycling bin that had whatever the disease this thing had, God help it, it was not in good shape. And I don't think it was rabies. Rabies is actually very rare in raccoons. I think it was dysentery. No, it wasn't dysentery.
You should have played the Whitney Houston Bodyguard song while you're doing it.
And I will always love you. Yeah. That's a good one. I thought in my head I started singing my Heart Will Go On from Titanic. So I hope the raccoon is okay, but that's why I was an hour late for the podcast today. I apologize.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Raccoons are a part of 80s movies.
They are.
Great Outdoors. That's it.
The Great Outdoors. There's got to be more than the Great Outdoors.
Are there any cartoon raccoons?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if it was 80s. I don't know if that was the 80s, but there is a cartoon called The Raccoons. It was a Canadian cartoon. Hold on, let me see if that's 80s. 1985 to 1991, Max.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. There you go, indeed.
Will you get a raccoon tattoo with me?
Nope.
Come on.
Max, we should probably talk about our show.
Yeah.
If this is your first time to Buzzn The Tower, welcome to the show. And Max,
raccoons all the time.
Nasally Sanders over there. Say hi to the people.
Hello.
God, I hate you so much,
Professor Fring. I should say something that he says, not just his name.
Sure, you're a moron. I hate you so much. Go ahead.
Want to hear my George Clooney impression? George Clooney.
George Clooney.
It's like the Pokemon version. They can only say their name.
Can you please stop?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, good. If you have not yet, head on over to Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever podcast player you're listening to us on, and please hit that subscribe or follow button and leave us a 5-star review and a review. These are all things that help create visibility for the greatest show ever made, which is called Buzzn The Tower. I don't know if you guys have been told.
Yeah, someone told us the other day. You want to get into it?
Go ahead. About to? I wasn't done, but if you want to jump into it, we can.
Not Cliff Clavin?
Nope, we're going to do it right now.
Okay.
I'm going to pull up my notes, Max. As always, wasn't ready for this.
It was a good lead-in.
It was a terrible lead-in. Actually, it was a pretty good lead-in. I just wasn't ready, so.
Showbiz.
John Ratzenberger, who you can find on Instagram at not Cliff Clavin, the character from Cheers, also the Professor Cliff Clavin. What did he post on? He posted, it was like a picture that you put up.
Yeah, and just an Instagram post.
It was the nicest post. I can't get into too many details because it does talk about the bar whose name we shan't say.
Bleepers.
But basically, he bumped into you while you were working.
No, his wife did.
Oh, his wife, you're right. His wife bumped into Max. Boy, that's a risky experiment right there.
Oh
my God.
This guy's way better looking than him.
He is. He's running marathons, dude. They
got a new kid.
Yeah. But anyways, Max hooked the wife up with Buzzn The Tower. The wife hooked the husband up, and now John's addicted. And John, we're addicted to you. So please reach out to Max if you have not already via Instagram. Give us your mailing address, and we're going to send you a pin. We're going to give you your wings.
Lots of pins.
Well, a pin. Let's
start with one for him, his wife, and his child.
I don't think you give pins to a child, a newborn. It doesn't feel like
I have a child. That's my Billy Zane.
That's a great Billy Zane. It's not as good as your Clooney, but it's really good. So, John, thank you so much. And then also, I don't know who Savannah Graham is, but Savannah Graham, reach out to us via Instagram or the website contact form. Bought some swag from the website, and we want to give you a thank you as well. Send you your wings. And for those who are looking for that perfect holiday gift, please feel free to swing by buzznthetower.com. That's BUZZN, thetower.com, where you can buy the finest silks from the Orient and Mideast.
Can you?
No.
Like vice versa?
Our shirts are pretty sweet, though.
I'd like the vice versa head, the skeleton thing.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's okay.
It's upside down.
Yeah, just relax, Judge Reinhold. Okay, everybody gets it.
I am kind of Judge Reinholdy.
No, he has so much more charm than you do.
He's weird.
You're Gilbert Godfrey and Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold is kind of cringy in a lot of stuff.
He's a lot.
In real life, he's very cringy.
All right. Are you done? Can I get back to my intro?
Beverly Hills Cop 4.
If you're looking for more of what we just gave you, which is
Nothing.
Go to any social
Gibberish.
media, any social media platform and check our handle at Buzzn The Tower. Patreon.com/Buzzn The Tower. The best way to support the show and get insider information on all the cool going ons. In fact, we will update our patrons first with the status of the raccoon that I rescued today before anyone else. You guys will know first.
I want to eat it.
You don't want to eat it. Raccoon's not good meat.
No?
It's not good eating. I mean, you can eat anything. You can milk me. You can milk anything that has nipples, Greg. Why don't you milk me?
It seems rabbity.
You're rabbity. You are very rabbity.
I procreate at a prolific level.
No, you're scared of everything and you've got a fuzzy little tail.
I have a Hank Hill butt. I don't have a dumpy.
Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Propane, Bobby. Max, if I forgot anything, is there anything else I need to cover before we hop into this glorious holiday show?
Michigan beat Ohio State.
My God,
it was glorious.
I have to tell you.
We're back, baby.
As much as we mock Michigan State, I think we all can agree that
they're terrible.
Well, they are. But I think we can all agree that Ohio State deserves
stinky
so many bad things to happen.
Did you see they crossed out every M on their campus?
They're so dumb.
So they have to unpeel it off.
I hate Ohio State so much.
If they won, it's actually really clever.
Have you ever gone to the Horseshoe?
No.
So my friends who've gone, they bring their cars from Michigan into Ohio right at the border, and then they rent a car because they don't want to bring their Michigan plates.
That's smart.
Because
they throw Buckeyes.
Yeah, because people are animals. So
yeah.
I hope we have no Ohio State fans that are fans of the show, but if so, I guess what are you going to do?
Is that the worst for you? Is there anything worse?
My least favorite fan base 100% is
Packers?
Chicago Bears.
No,
Bears fans are my least favorite fans. Bears fans are holding on to like one fleeting moment in the 80s when they had Jim Kelly. And like, if
they never had Jim Kelly.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Jim McMahon,
whatever. That goes to show you how much I care. And don't get me wrong, that defense was prolific. But if you look at the status of the Bears, they have had prolific defenses for the last 20 years and done nothing. Bubkiss. They've done bubkiss.
Terrible quarterbacks.
God, I hate the Bears.
Jim Miller.
What's his? Kyle Orton.
Rex
Grossman.
What's his name?
The one that just
Jay Cutler.
Up. No, the guy they just moved up to get 2-3 years ago. That's gone already.
There's a ladybug on your. No, it just flew over right there. See?
Okay. Make a wish.
That's cool. Can we keep this?
No.
Oh.
Who's the squirrel?
Please.
Yes, we can keep
okay.
it. What's the name of the quarterback they just drafted?
That they got rid of. Oh, Mitch Trubisky.
That's right. The Bears.
If you want to see something funny, go to his deleted Twitters from when he was like 15.
I don't want to know. No, you can't say it.
I know.
Do you know? There's your ladybug. There is a ladybug in the. You and I really got to focus. What are we? 20 minutes deep in, and all right.
Ladybugs and raccoons.
Should we save the ladybug and get it outside?
Let's name him Norman.
It's a terrible name for a ladybug.
Norman the ladybug.
Norman Schwarzkopf the ladybug. We named you after a
5-star general.
Amazing. When Chris Farley would do Norman Schwarzkopf, it was incredible.
Yeah,
on Saturday Night Live. That and El Nino. I'm El Nino.
All right, let's get to the Christmas story. So,
all right.
So what inspired you? You got really excited about this because you are holiday fanatic, out of control, can't be stopped.
So when
does it start for you? What time of year? Does Halloween bleed into your? Okay.
November 1st.
November 1st,
November
the light
1st
switch
for me,
turns on?
Yeah, November 1st when we hit the 2 months of the year that are my favorite are November and December.
Yep.
A Christmas Story, it's interesting because I didn't appreciate A Christmas Story as much as a child as I do now.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. As a kid, it wasn't my game.
It's pretty funny.
It's good, Max, but like my go-to for Christmas is always going to be National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
It's the best. I think part of why, and I can't speak on behalf of everyone, but I think that part of the element of A Christmas Story that maybe pushes some people away, or at least it did when I was a kid, is that it takes place in the 40s. And outside of Back to the Future, like I'm not a big timepiece guy.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, it doesn't do it for me.
For me, there's something charming about that like there's less distractions and they really kind of have to center the holiday around doing stuff with your family. Because now it's not your phones or TV.
And I think, how could you not at least be aware of this movie? I don't know how long they've been doing it, but they run it on a 24-hour loop, like starting at 8 o'clock on Christmas Eve, running through Christmas Day. And I saw it's always on TV. My whole life it's been on TV. So go back years and years and years before you could just pull it up on the internet or you could rent it, on Amazon Prime. It was just always on TV every Christmas. So you get used to seeing it. I think now, though, the charm of it is that you really start to realize how well it captures what the holidays are all about. So for me, a lot of that is the tenderness of family, The dad who...
So tender.
So tender. Like medium rare.
Fall off the bone.
I have such a difficult time having holiday episodes with you because
I'm vacuous.
You're empty. You're just very
I've
empty.
never put up a holiday decoration.
I wonder what kind of dad you'd be.
Whatever my wife wants me to be. That'd be fun.
You would be fun.
Yeah, but I have no traditions.
No.
We're going to start a tradition of...
Not being a vacuum.
I don't know. Wait, vacuum?
Yeah. Vacuous. Vacuum.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Vacuum.
But you're you're old man Parker. You kind of are Ralphie too.
A little bit. A Christmas Story came out in 1983. It's a tight hour and 33 minutes. I know you like that.
So tight.
In the 1940s, a young boy named Ralphie Parker attempts to convince his parents, teacher, and Santa Claus that a Red Ryder range 200-shot BB gun is really the perfect Christmas gift. That is what the whole movie is about from the perspective of Ralphie. Directed by Bob Clark, there's nobody in this that you would really know, which is also part of maybe what's charming about this movie.
They're forever these people.
Yeah, there's no other movie that any of these, I mean, I shouldn't say no, but very few other movies that they did. Peter Billingsley, Melinda Dillon, Darren McGavin.
Wait, isn't old man Parker Billy Madison's dad?
Yes. Yes, he is.
It's so great.
And he's actually kind of the same character.
Yeah. Ralphie's just 25.
Yeah, right. Back to school.
Shampoo is better.
To prove to old man Parker I'm not a fool.
But it's weird that Peter Billingsley, is that how you say it? Bigsley?
No, it's just Billingsley.
Didn't have a bigger career. He's really good in this movie too as an adult.
Yeah.
What, you don't think so?
I think you said it perfectly. All the characters are frozen in time in this movie.
Yeah.
And I also think you tend to forget there are scenes in this movie that have transcended all of media. And they also reflect really well on what it was like being a kid.
All of media?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how do you convey it?
The tongue, that was a weird way of phrasing it. The tongue to the pole.
Yeah. There's a commercial right now with the two guys from Scrubs and they're doing the tongue on the pole thing.
I saw it.
Or the bunny, or being pushed down the Santa slide.
All these things of childhood, putting on the little
bunny suit.
Not even the bunny suit, putting on your snowsuit, but then having to go pee right away.
Oh, yeah.
The fear of the local bully.
Yep.
The anticipation of Christmas, the one thing you want for Christmas.
You'll shoot your eye out.
The don't shoot your eye out. Now those elements I understood when I was a kid, but now as an adult, having like the furnace that you're always fixing, or these dad moments of like, I can change the tire, I can haggle for the tree.
Yeah.
Those are classic kind of tropes of what it's like to be a dad. Again, you would not understand any of this because you have no traditions.
I've seen enough TV. I understand it.
Yeah, you suckle from the television teat quite a bit.
TD.
Yeah.
Can't say that.
Sure, why not? 'Tis the season, man. It's just FCC, FAA, flying, whatever regulation.
All right, so what are we talking about?
Don't know.
Like, do you want to talk
watching
about
the butterfly? The panda?
Norman?
Where'd he go? Schwarzkopf, get over here. So let me start with this.
Yep.
Anytime that there is a belated sequel, we have this conversation. We had this conversation about Maverick. We have this conversation about Prey for Predator. All these movies, I get very nervous.
Have they figured it out now?
I was blown away by this.
Yeah.
I thought they did an outstanding job.
It's warm and fuzzy. It's the perfect holiday movie.
I would say if you've not watched it yet and you're hesitant to watch it because you're not sure. I mean, I would assume you're hesitant to watch it for one of two reasons. Either one, you've never seen the first one, so you're kind of like, I don't know if I should watch the second one. Not a problem. I disagree. I think you need to watch the first one on this. I think Prey, you don't need to watch the first one. I think Maverick, you don't need to watch the first one. On this one, I think you need to watch the first one.
Seriously? I think it's explained enough. You get flashbacks and everything.
There's too many subtleties that
like the bunny suit
that you're missing out on that are fun. It's not that you can't watch it. I just think you'll enjoy it more if you watch
absolutely.
The first one.
But I think it goes from like B+ to A- or something like that.
It's great.
Yeah.
It stands on its own.
Yeah.
I will say too that maybe the other reason, if there's two reasons, like I was mentioning, that you're scared to watch this, one being you haven't watched the first one, the second being you think it's gonna ruin it for you. Again, the Coming to America 2 syndrome, the worst film I've ever watched in my life.
I need to see it.
It's so bad, Max. It robbed me of an hour and a half of my life.
Wesley Snipes is really bad.
Everybody in it was terrible. It was the worst movie. That and the all-female cast Ghostbusters are the two worst movies I've ever seen.
I haven't seen that either.
They're garbage. But where this movie succeeded, and maybe to your point, did they quote unquote figure it out?
Like the new Ghostbusters too.
Yeah, but they did something really important in this movie that isn't as relevant to Maverick and isn't as relevant to the other movies. They allowed themselves, do you know what they did? They did what Cobra Kai did. Cobra Kai is the best example that I'll pair with this. Cobra Kai succeeded because it allowed itself to grow up with its original fan base. It didn't try to just regurgitate what it did 40 years ago and make it work again. It said, yes, we're going to have some new people that are watching this, but but most of the people watching this are going to be 45 to 55 years old.
Yeah, it's okay that Ralphie's like hungover, I don't know, after a bad day.
You nailed it.
Yeah. The bar scenes are really fun.
But that's the whole point. In the original Christmas Story, there's so many things that are relevant to being a kid. In fact, 99% of that movie are all kid relatable things.
Oh yeah, you don't get perspective of Old Man Parker except through Ralphie's eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In this movie, it felt like this is what being a parent is. This is what being a parent is when you lose your parent. There's an Ernest goes to camp. There's an Ernest goes to campness in it. When he loses his dad, it allows itself to be sad for a minute. It doesn't always have to be like that. Didn't exist at all in the original A Christmas Story. There's no real sad emotional scenes that take place. Even just like the wine drinking when your wife and your mother-in-law are like sitting there and getting drunk with each other on the couch. That's like
it's child labor. It's like, no, we have to be paying you.
Or him doing the snowball to the girl's face. Like there's just a lot of aspects of it.
You done that?
No. I did punch my daughter in the arm today, much harder than I thought I did. And she started crying. It was really funny. She punched me like 14 times in the back. I turned around and punched her in the arm. She immediately started crying. She's like, why would you do that? I'm like, I thought you could take a punch. I'm sorry. And I put an ice pack on it. It was...
Which daughter?
Reese.
Okay.
I would never... Charlie's like a 5-pound little wafer, but Reese I thought could take the punch. She could not take the punch.
Reese, you're a wimp.
Big time. She probably won't listen. Or who knows? I don't even know what she does. She turns 11, dude.
When you pass away, she'll listen to all these.
I know. She turns... Thank you. It's so morbid.
What? That's going to be awesome. You're going to be with her forever.
Nobody will ever listen to these when you die.
Say something to her right now.
Hi, Reese. Say something. I don't have a eulogy planned. I apologize.
Like your father's always with you, and I love you very much.
She knows that. That's why I'm a good father.
But she wants to hear it when you're dead.
Will you stop it? I'll hear it for when I'm dead. Reese, I am the ghost of your father.
It's so stupid. Okay.
It's your fault.
Yeah, I know.
I gave you a little bit of control, and then we go down stupid lane 100 miles an hour. It's a one-way street. There's no turning around. All right, so I think the overall consensus from you and I is that this is a really good movie.
Warm, fuzzy holiday hug.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about the movie? So this new movie follows the now adult Ralphie as he returns to the house on Cleveland Street.
Cleveland Brown Street?
Dun, 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 my name is Cleveland Brown.
Even a bear.
To give his kids a magical Christmas like the one that he had as a child, reconnecting with childhood friends and reconciling the passing of his old man. It hits all the right spots. So the elements that I liked the most out of this. So basically, at the beginning of this movie, Ralphie's living in Chicago with his wife and his two kids. In the 70s.
And they do a great job. He's talking about like the avocado colored phone.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
When they pick up the landline, there's a little sheet of paper that's on the phone that has like the emergency symbols on it. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I totally know this phone. That's so funny. But you're right. They did a great job of making it a period piece. I mean, it's the 70s. You don't question it for a second.
The old school cars.
Yep. And that narration that existed in the original Christmas Story, right? Starting at the beginning, the saturation of words.
Yeah, so, now it's Ralphie's voice. Ralphie's got Peter Billingsley has an amazing voiceover voice.
He purposefully deepened his voice for the voiceover to make it sound more like the original movie.
Where'd you find that?
Dude, I'm all over the map.
Okay.
I got facts off the wazoo.
That's great.
Don't worry about it.
It was almost like ASMR. It was very like calming. No, I'll save it.
Are you giggling because Norman Schwarzkopf, the ladybug, is flying around the office?
No, but it is intoxicating. Where is he?
He's up there in the light.
Oh.
Why are you giggling?
I have a great fact for later.
Give me the fact.
No, it's Peter Billingsley.
Yeah.
He saw the Challenger explode live.
That's why you were giggling?
Because, like, why do I need to know that? He was there at the space station when it exploded.
Why are you giggling about that?
Because it's so random and terrible.
You're the worst.
The humanity. Oh, God.
It looks like he produced this with, what's his face?
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn.
He's his best friend.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So they worked together on 1990's CBS School Break special, The Fourth Man, and became buds.
That's so funny.
And now he is a big-time producer. He did The Breakup. Iron Man made...
Billingsley?
Yeah.
Oh, The Breakup was good. Did you see that with Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
I like that.
What's he say about her sister?
Oh, yeah.
She takes a lot.
Don't talk about... Yeah. I can't repeat the quote. It's really funny. Don't talk about the sexual perversions of my brother. Yeah.
So this production studio, Wild West Pictures, was founded by Vince Vaughn, and Peter Billingsley is the main producer of it.
You know my Vince Vaughn story, right?
You met him in New Orleans.
In New Orleans at the blackjack table.
Yeah.
After the Lions had been beaten, I was with Sal. football after the Lions got beaten by the Saints.
You said Ben on Black, right? Or
no, we were sitting there and I'm wearing my Ndamukong Suh jersey and he's like, oh man, the Lions are up and coming. I look at him, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And I was like, old school is great. And he's just like, thanks, man. I creeped him out. I couldn't have been lamer if I tried.
I thought you said Double Down or something.
No. I don't know where you got that from.
It's like
weird.
Swingers.
It's super weird.
Okay.
Your money. I should have said your money.
Yeah, you're still money,
too
baby.
Dumb. I was too scared.
You're all grown up and you're all grown up.
It was 2:30 in the morning and I'd been drinking all day, so there wasn't a lot more that I could give him other than that.
Hey, you met Vince Vaughn.
I did. So Melinda Dillon, who originally played Ralphie's mom, did not reprise her role in this.
Retired from acting in 2006.
2007.
Okay.
7 Max.
Sorry.
Jeez.
But they got Julie Haggerty for his mom.
Yeah, she was great. She was fantastic.
So
of course, Airplane.
Elaine Dickinson. Yeah.
All you need to know is Airplane. Yeah.
Just that voice and that frailty to her. She's just so fun.
The bar. So they got a lot of the original cast back, right?
Yeah, which is so cool.
Which is great. When Ralph enters Flick's bar, there's a sign that says, "In God We Trust, all others pay cash." Did you see that sign?
No.
So that is the name of the original book that the original Christmas story was based off of.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Easter eggs around like that.
And do you know who played Flick?
You mean originally? It was the same guy in both.
The same guy. So it's Scott Schwartz.
Yeah. May the Schwartz be with you.
He also played Eric Bates in The Toy. He was the kid.
Durr.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Super Durr.
I didn't put that together.
Super duper Durr.
And I thought the guy...
Did he have a short stint in adult film?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I know that. Like, that's like in the recesses of my brain.
I knew it was because I always knew it from The Toy. And then okay,
yeah.
Well, hey, he made it back.
He did.
He's back.
And he's nice. He's a good bartender.
He's a great bartender.
Yeah. And the guy who plays Schwartz, R.D.
Schwartz. Why do you have to say Schwartz?
I don't know.
Schwartz.
Okay.
Say it right. I hate you.
That guy.
Go ahead, that guy.
R.D. Robert. Or no, R.D. Rob.
Yeah.
He was Charlie in the Brady Bunch movie.
Yeah. You're right.
He's got a familiar face. It's very punchable.
Production began in Bulgaria in February 2022.
Really weird.
I thought that was super weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They brought everything back. The Chinese restaurant,
Wait, what was the Chinese restaurant?
It was the Christmas Chinese restaurant.
No, I know.
It's next door to the tree lot.
Okay, got it. So they didn't go in or anything.
No, but it was still there.
Yeah.
This is probably less of an Easter egg and more of just things that you pick up and notice. So the old man had the furnace and Ralphie had the radiator.
Yeah.
And he had the tricks to fix the radiator on the car.
Oh, I looked that up, by the way.
That's a real thing.
So if a leak is small enough and you drop a raw egg in the radiator, a piece of the egg might cook and harden, clogging the hole, letting that coolant leak out.
Sure.
And people have written to the online site I went to and said it works at least temporarily.
You all right?
And you can also use large quantities of black pepper. So there's for all you kids.
And tigers hate cinnamon. Or is it lions that hate cinnamon?
Really?
I don't know.
Oh.
Remember from old school.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
A throwaway line from a 2002 movie?
Not old school, The Hangover.
Okay. Do they?
Yeah. I don't know if they do. No, they don't. How do you not remember that scene?
It does sound like something. So I guess the director of this movie, he did the Angry Birds movie.
Those aren't that bad. My
Really?
kids watch those.
Yeah.
They soak that
But
up.
he also did the animation for Pocahontas, Hercules, Mulan, Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, Emperor's New Groove, and Frozen.
Hercules.
Clay Catus. Oh, and you'll like this too. He also directed 2 of those Snoopy Presents movies.
Snoopy Presents.
Like it's a Charlie Brown, 30-minute special.
Gotcha. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other Easter eggs and carryovers from the first movie. So the one is Ralphie is still bribing people. So remember in the first one when he brings like the gift basket into his teacher. So in this movie, when he's trying to get his novel published, he brings the chocolates in.
The good stuff.
The good stuff. He still does the same fantasies, which I thought was fun.
Yeah, the Wild Wild West one. Yeah.
Wicked Wild Wild West. The Bumpus family and their hounds still live next door.
Yeah.
That was great.
And they bother Ralphie. I thought they were going to eat dinner or the casseroles.
Oh, because that's right. In the first one, they ate all the turkey. Well, they ate the turkey, not the casseroles.
I know. I was saying they would eat either.
I thought when she found the puppy, I thought that was cute. I thought the kids did a good job in this too.
Julie was really good.
They still have the bully, just like Farkas.
Yeah. By the way, does Mark look like Aaron, your son?
A little bit.
Yeah. He had the same vibe.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, your kid's the bully, not the bullied.
It's true. So the attic scene had a ton of nostalgic items.
That felt like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yep. So you see the pink bunny suit. You see his old man's bowling ball, the blue one that the wife got him for Christmas.
The Fragile lamp.
The Fragile lamp.
Only the
Red Ryder BB gun is up there.
Is it? I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Why did he bust it out?
I thought he could have. So that's the whole thing. They didn't go too over the top with, the callbacks, if you will.
Mark's arm is broken. That was my favorite part. You've done that? You just gone into bed and been like, really?
Yes. And said something like horrible that happened? Yes, I have. The tree haggling. When he gets this awful, crappy tree. Yeah. And did you feel like it was a little bit of a tip of the hat to Christmas Vacation? That it was too tall and it was brushing up against the ceiling?
That did feel like
it felt very Christmas Vacation to me.
Sap. You want to go to the movie? We're starting to like pick it apart.
Yeah, I've thought a couple more Easter eggs and then we will. The Higbee's window from the original Christmas Story has remained the same, which is kind of cool.
Oh, the slide too.
The slide. And I wonder if that was the same elf and same actor. I wasn't sure about that.
She looked too young.
No, but the guy. What about the older guy?
Oh, I don't know. Check Bulgarian producers.
When they're in the car singing, it's the exact same Jingle Bells, except they're doing the Batman smells, but they all do the at the same time, which is cute. All right, I won't go through the rest of these. Let's go through the movie. So, Max, I don't know that we need to go through every single bit of the movie. I do want to kind of hop on the things that I enjoyed in it, and then you can do the same. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Well, Merry freaking Christmas, Max. So we started off with them in Chicago, and Ralphie is trying to sell his novella.
Yeah. And by the way, that's a Vince Vaughn tip of the hat. He loves Chicago movies. Yeah.
Well, how he feels about Chicago rivals John Hughes, right?
I think he is Chicago. And
You're Chicago.
I am?
All right, good.
All right.
So they're having their standard, Schwartz. And he gets a phone call from his mom, and the old man's passed away.
Yeah.
So this whole thing is really a tribute movie to the old man, right? It's all about what he brought to Christmas, how special he was. So as he's having these quick meetings and talking to his manager and trying to find out if he sold it, they take off and they head back to their hometown. So this whole movie is filled with the nostalgia of him coming home, but additionally the pressure of trying to help his mom and himself deal with the loss of his father.
And also he didn't want to come back unless he was a big shot. And now he's coming back kind of hat in hand.
Yeah. And the mom puts a lot of pressure on him in this sense, right? They get there and Ralphie immediately says, hey, let's get the funeral started. What do we have to do? And the mom says, I don't want to worry about the funeral. I'll take care of all of that. All Dad would have wanted is for one of his classic special Christmases. You have got to make sure that happens. That's all I need you to do.
You ever had a family member tell you there's a giant responsibility that you got to cover?
Yes.
Really?
When my mom was dying, she told me, take care of your sister. That's all she told me. She said, take care of your sister. And it was a good thing. It wasn't a bad thing. In hindsight at the time, I think it felt overwhelming and probably made my relationship with my sister a little difficult because I felt like I had to go a little bit over the top. But I think my mom just wanted to have some sense of comfort that someone was going to look after my sister, which I promised her I would, which I do. I love the hell out of my sister. You know that. Other than that, no, nobody puts responsibilities on me. They don't trust me.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
I know you have never had a single familial responsibility put on you.
Zero.
Just show up, live, survive.
So for Thanksgiving, we rented a house in Connecticut.
Yeah.
As a,
that sounded like fun.
It was great. And, I don't pay for anything because I'm just like, wee, just cruising through. And I think my sister made a comment. It's like, are you going to pay for anything at some point? And Selena's mortified. And I'm like, yeah, here's some money for groceries and I'll buy some dinner. But
was she mortified that your sister said it or that you had not paid for anything?
Both. I mean, a lot of both.
That's amazing.
I like skating.
I love your sister. I love your sister so much.
She's so intense.
Intense or realistic?
Both.
That's great.
Well, asking me to be an adult is unrealistic.
Who does she think she is? Unbelievable. Katie, pull it together. You got a lot of nerve. So
I forgot that you guys like each other.
I love your sister. She's great. I love everybody in your family.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, that's all his mom said, right? Please just make this a special Christmas. So you have the three directions in which Ralphie's going, right? Direction number one is he's trying to get his novel sold. Direction number two is he's trying to make this a really special Christmas. Direction number three is he has to write his father's obituary. And he is just unable to tackle this. He's having a very difficult time, as he says, putting a man's life as great as his father's into a few sentences.
But I also he's like, I'm doing what any dad does, avoid things until they go away.
Yeah. The narration that he does is great. And that's an element of the first movie that if you like that, this does a wonderful job on it. But again, you're hearing it through the voice of a dad now instead of the voice through little Ralphie, the kid.
It grew up with us.
It grew. I really loved his wife in this. And do you remember what his wife was in?
She's Annabelle Porter from Parks and Rec.
Yep. But you think back further than that. The League.
Who is she in The League? Is she the seizure girl?
Yeah, it's the girl Pete's dating that has seizures. Yeah.
Put it lightly.
She was great in this.
Yeah.
I thought she did a wonderful job.
I like that she was a skating aficionado.
I like that she wasn't a wet blanket. sometimes
she was drinking. She was having fun.
And when you're making these kind of movies, it's easy sometimes to be like, okay, the dad's fun and the mom's always saying no to everything. And I feel like
she gave him a year to write his novel.
I never watched any part of this movie and felt like, boy, these parents suck. Like and that's how the first Christmas Story was. Like, I was like, God, the parents are so chill and so cool.
Yeah.
Like, just at the moment where you think they're going to nail Ralphie to the wall for beating up Farkas, the mom like protects him. Or when you feel like the dad is like kind of grumpy and all the presents are gone and it's like, why don't you go look behind the desk over there and it's the BB gun. There's never a part where I'm like, these parents suck. They're great. And that's how Ralphie and his wife are with their 2 kids.
It's very cool that with the bully too, they're like, you got to figure this out on your own.
Yeah.
But that's not true. You don't beat up a bully once and he goes away.
Yeah, you do.
Really?
At that age, if you stand up, but again, different time, different era, you can't do that.
I never stood
nowadays.
up, so I don't know.
Right. No, if you pop someone in the face hard enough, that's Mike Tyson always says that, right? Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah, that time, but don't they come back and like beat you up because they're bigger?
No. Every single bully that ever bullied me stopped bullying me when I punched them. And every person I've ever bullied, I'm not telling you to punch me because I bully you all the time, but you punch someone in the face, they're done.
Oh.
Most people that are bullies, it's a compensation method for a lack of genuine toughness. So a pop in the face will end it.
Got it.
If you're really tough, why would you bully anyone? You'd be happy on your own. You don't need to bully anyone.
So why do you bully?
I just hate you. I don't bully anyone else except you. The sound of your voice makes me want to punch you.
Fox would disagree.
Don't you bring his name into this conversation. So Ralphie reconnects with all of his friends, which is great. I mean,
the 70s bar is awesome.
Everything about the bar is great. The tabs, the locals, the football player who now is just a degenerate.
Larry Novak.
Drinks all the time. Larry Novak.
Or that's someone who called the bar and asked for like, is Larry there?
Yeah.
And he got a tip. You're like, oh, thank God. I wonder, did they have pickled eggs? I feel like they did.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see. The whole place reminds me of Moe's.
I think that's 70 show.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Although I could see Mo Sizlak working there. So as each day passes, you have these throwbacks, everything from the shopping to the casseroles, the names on the casseroles that all the neighbors have brought over to the house.
Gross casseroles. They made them look gross.
They're very gross.
They were like monkey brain.
The names are throwbacks to like producers and writers.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I didn't go through all of them, but that's very much, I mean, I don't know if that's a Midwest thing, but I remember like when my parents passed, everybody brought over like lasagna and you just stack your fridge with all this stuff.
They brought it up in the movie. They were like, in the Southwest, they give you chili con carne.
Yeah.
And then
in the Midwest, it's casseroles.
And in Alaska, they give you whale blubber. I don't know culturally.
That's all right. That's okay. It's not offensive at all. Overall, I think that one of the things I probably liked the most about this movie was the pacing and the feel was identical to the first movie, not the content. So you still feel like you're watching a Christmas Story, but and when I say by the pacing, I just mean the cuts from scene to scene, the way it was shot, the narration, the voiceover. Even when the bullies came on the snowmobile, it played that, it sounded like Peter and the Wolf. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
That dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
I think that's the movie that was in the original and in this one as well. But again, who knows? My memory is not what it once was, Max.
Huh?
You all right? Where's your head at? What are you reading that's making you giggle now?
No, when you said, are you all right? It made me laugh. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm just laughing at you. Max, why don't you take the reins and drive for a minute? What do you got? What else?
I love Grandma. I mean, I just love she just wants to kind of have a few drinks and just be around her family.
She's dealing with the death of her husband remarkably well.
Really well.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like they lived a very full life together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the vibe you got.
Yeah.
Like old man, didn't seem like they did anything besides kind of exist with each other.
Agree.
Yeah. The kids are great. Like Mark and Julie. I love when Julie's interrogating Santa Claus.
Oh my God, that's
longitude
great.
and latitude. And he's got it.
Yeah.
Star Angel. It's like, come on, Santa.
She's got a sassy little attitude.
Yeah. I mean, she reminds me of your kids.
She does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just snowball fights and just the camaraderie of like everything's going wrong with all of them, but they can still lean on each other.
I agree. What are some of your favorite scenes? Actually, before I ask you what your favorite scenes are, why don't we take a quick break for some notes from our sponsors? Buzzn The Tower is also brought to you by Dobie Real Estate. You can find them at wearedobie.com. When they went back to their original town, it felt the same, it looked the same, but you got to assume that real estate prices have skyrocketed. Am I right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
I've been in a crappy little town. What state is that? Indiana? Is it Indiana?
It smells like sulfur.
It does.
The birds fly away from
the bills fly backwards, right?
Yeah.
The bulls? The Chicago Bulls or the birds? Dobie Real Estate is the only place you need to go if you're thinking about selling a home or buying a home. Simon and his team of experts, their job is to make sure that this Christmas you have a nice, beautiful gift underneath that tree. You're going to make sure that you get into the perfect home, or if you need to sell a home. If you got to move back because your dad passed away and you're going to hang out with your mom and I don't even know. Dobie Real Estate, reach out to Simon and his fleet of incredible real estate agents. Make sure you tell them that Buzzn The Tower sent you and get ready to have an incredible buying experience this holiday season. What are some of your favorite scenes from this movie?
Flick challenging Schwartz to pay his tab by going down the ride the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he belches when he comes out of the consciousness.
I also think it was funny that after he successfully does the jump that all of the old people are like, I'm gonna sled now too. And there's like a lot of like really good, funny physical comedy of them like slamming into cars and tree stubs.
It's really random.
It's very random.
It makes you say like the barflies seem like normal people, and then it's like they're like hobos right after.
You use the word hobo a lot. Do you know what a hobo is?
It's someone who rides the rails.
Yes, good. Just want to make sure. There you go.
I have a hobo diet. I eat beans out of cans.
What are some of your other favorite scenes from the movie?
I mean, definitely the snowball fight.
Yeah.
That's really cute. And I mean, when she gets plopped in the face too, really funny.
A little Dumb and Dumber. It was good.
The physical comedy of this, I mean, his voiceover all over. And when he's in the attic writing his dad's obituary and kind of letting it flow.
So jumping back into the pacing and story, after unsuccessfully selling his novel and throwing it in the garbage and buying all these presents for Christmas, which gets stolen out of the back of the car.
Who would do that, by the way?
Some sick human being.
At a hospital.
Yeah, terrible stuff.
Like, the people are in the hospital and it's really bad.
Terrible, as Charles Barkley would say. No, you're right. Eventually, spoiler alert, I will provide that right now. Eventually what happens is they have a wonderful Christmas. They make it home and
Old Man Parker had gifts like...
He had already bought all of the gifts for the kids and that everybody wanted. And when Ralphie's mom went to trip the fuse box that popped, just like in the first movie when they put the lights up.
Oh, yeah.
She found all the gifts in the basement and they had a wonderful Christmas. All of the unfinished business got finished. So Ralphie wrote this beautiful 5-page short story about his dad, and his wife found it, took it to the newspaper as the quote unquote obituary. And they said, this is too long for an obituary. And they actually published it on the front page of the paper and it became syndicated. So Ralphie's obituary issue got solved. Ralphie's writing issue got solved, and Ralphie's best Christmas ever for his family issue got solved. So wrapped in a nice neat bow at the end of the movie.
I like the Farkas, that came around.
That is my favorite scene.
Interesting.
I have 2 favorite scenes. That's one of them.
He's a good guy now.
I love that Farkas is a cop and picks him up, and
from breaking into a bar for one of the
not a light, for the star
at the top of the tree.
Yeah, on top of the tree because theirs had broke. And it's very easy to take the old villain and not do good stuff with him. But even Farkas felt good. The whole scene felt wholesome, and and he even made the comment, right? So
my kids are monster worse than me.
Ralphie was convinced that Farkas was going to throw him in jail for the weekend.
Well, then they pass the jail. He's like, he's going to murder me.
Yeah. So they get back to his house and Farkas lets him out and says, essentially, I always thought that I had to be a tough guy because that's how my dad was. And
I knew that was going to hit with you.
It did. And then he basically thanked Ralphie for punching him in the face and setting him straight. And he's like, now I'm a good guy. But the last thing he says to Ralphie is what stuck with me, where he's like, if you'd been picked up by any other police officer tonight, you'd be sitting in jail for the next 2 days. Makes you think. And the serendipity of all of it, the timing of all of it is, it's kind of fun. It's the magical part of it, if you will. So that is one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Oh, by the way, when he's dreaming about what it's going to be like in prison, that's like part of a different movie. It's really weird.
I laughed so hard when his daughter turned around and was pregnant and has the crazy eye. That was great. My other favorite scene, though, and it got me. I'm not going to lie. It just got me. My eyes welled and it got me when all those presents were out and the old man had gotten all the gifts for everyone. And I just was like, God, man, that's awesome. Like his point about how when he went into his house, how it felt empty, like his dad wasn't there, but his dad was always there because he had bought all these gifts, and here his dad was again saving Christmas. It's an interesting point too. Again, my situation's a little bit different. You and I have talked about this. I feel like you're my therapist when I talk about my dad. Living up to your father when your father is a great father is a lot. It's very overwhelming. And this movie touches on that concept that here Ralphie is trying to live up to the man that made the whole first movie is a tribute to the greatest Christmas Ralphie ever had. It was the Christmas where he got the BB gun. But it was more than the BB gun. It was the entire Christmas was the best Christmas ever.
Eating the duck at the Chinese food.
They laughed and they just, and the funny part about that scene is that the actors had no idea they were going to bring the duck out with the whole head. Yeah. So their reaction was genuine. Very Goonies seeing the boat for the first time, if you will. Oh, look, Norman Schwarzkopf is back and flying around.
He
our
never
head.
left. He's been there all day.
He's committed. That
Are we gonna let him out? Are you gonna take him to the rescue?
That ladybug is committed to being in here.
You gonna take him to meet
I'm
your
not
raccoon?
taking him to meet the raccoon. I feel like let me get a quick raccoon update. Let me check my phone. No update on the raccoon yet.
Damn.
Yeah, that whole scene though, where the old man still saves the day was great, and that got me. Did you cry when you watched this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. When did you cry?
During the ramp scene when all the hobos were crashing into stuff.
That made you cry?
Out of laughter. No,
oh, that was one of your bad jokes. I'm like, how did that make you cry?
Like the end, pretty much, where the presents were there. And also when he's up in the attic, then finally, like, the words start flowing. I
cried again when he read started reading his article to his family.
Oh, yeah, that was really good, too.
God, man.
And also the picture, the mirroring of the pictures of the old man and him, like, doing, like, the Christmas tree.
Yeah, those mirroring photos were great from the first movie and from what they did in this one.
From the post-credits? Marvel, watch out. Christmas stories coming for you.
That's good.
Dr. Doom was at the end.
I don't have anything else to say about this movie that hasn't been said.
It was a nice light, like, if you want an hour and a half to, like,
it's a good Christmas movie.
Hug your kids.
Yeah.
Universal movie. You can watch this with anybody.
Yeah, nothing inappropriate. I totally agree. Very clean, very good. It was received very well.
Yes.
People liked it, and it's yet another movie in this list of recent reboots that's been very well received.
Some AI figured out, like, an algorithm.
Maybe. Wouldn't that be funny if that was the truth? Did Billingsley wrote this and produce it, or did he just produce it?
So he wrote, like, he worked on the script, but two other guys worked on the script. I found this insane. It's Nick Sheck. He's done, his other movies were nothing like this. He wrote The Mule, The Judge, Gran Torino, Narcos, and this little video short called Factory Accident Sex.
Sure.
Like,
that's all I got. That's weird. Max, unless you have any other notes regarding this film, I think we're ready to slide into the Buzzn The Tower fan spotlight.
Let's slide on through.
Here we go. Max, this week's Buzzn The Tower fan spotlight is from none other than Nick McFadden.
Woo, Nick.
And he is a huge fan of the show, constantly providing feedback. He worships at the altar of Max Sanders.
That's inaccurate. But
no? All right.
He liked you better, I think.
Does he?
Yeah.
It's easy to like me better.
He's not perfect, though. He's an Eagles fan.
Oh. so he's trash.
He told me he was the mascot of his high school, and he had a moped that he stole, and he stole it in a ram suit.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
We asked Nick to watch A Christmas Story Christmas, and he did, and we wanted to hear what he had to say about it. So let's pop on into our fan spotlight and hear what he has to say.
Hi, Max and Mo. Longtime listener, first-time caller. I'm a big fan of the 80s and a bigger fan of the show. I just wanted to let you guys know that I watched A Christmas Story Christmas, and it was great. I love the original, and I got everything I wanted from the sequel. I feel like a lot of sequels to classic movies are just fan service callbacks, but they didn't rely on that to tell this story. I was expecting to see a new kid lick the telephone pole, and the family getting another leg lamp, but I don't think I heard "You'll shoot your eye out, kid" or "Fragile" once. I also liked that the sequel gave a new perspective on the original. The old movie was from the perspective of a young kid trying to navigate Christmas time. Now we see all the work that parents go through to make Christmas magical. These two movies show us that every kid wants an official Red Ryder carbine action 200-shot range model air rifle, and that every parent really wants to get it for them. Thanks, Max and Mo.
Yeah, I think he nailed it, right? It didn't feel like it was too dependent. This is my issue with Coming to America too, right? It's like...
Are we going to have to do the episode at some point?
I will never do that episode.
No, just you get to trash it for an hour.
I don't want to. You know what? Good point. I don't want to talk about it. Nick's point is totally valid, though. It doesn't just regurgitate the original script. And it's what we talked about at the beginning of this episode. It allowed itself to grow with its audience and create a standalone film with a different perspective. This isn't about Ralphie getting a BB gun. This is about Ralphie being a man, being a father, dealing with the death of his father, dealing with living in the shadow of his father, trying to create this beautiful Christmas for his kids, dealing with his own demons, trying to have enough confidence to be a writer, follow his heart, follow his dreams. The whole thing is great. And it's kind of cool because it reverse engineers itself into the fact that the first movie is his kind of ode to his father, and the second movie is the same. So the similarity is the first movie is a tribute to this wonderful Christmas experience driven by his father. This movie just does it from the perspective of the father.
It's very cool. Next time, grandfather.
Big time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Max, I got nothing else other than a reminder to all of our listeners to make sure you subscribe, leave a review, check us out on social media at Buzzn The Tower, subscribe to our Patreon, buy swag from our website, just send us checks with money. And that's really the holiday
Christmas spirit.
There you go. You got it. I got nothing else. This was a wonderful episode. And what do we got for the rest of the month?
I think the Willow series is coming out.
I think you're right.
November 30th.
Yeah. So we will have to talk about Willow.
Yes.
Because I love Willow.
You do.
Willow.
I think Mad Mortigan will be back.
Mad Mortigan.
You love their relationship for some reason. Even
Get back the baby, you stupid Daikini.
I wonder if Kevin Pollak will be back.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Willow so much.
It's really good.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum,
Warwick Davis for the win.
bum.
He looks great.
He does look great. Fountain of Youth.
All right, what else you got?
Oh, wow. We got to hop into, are we going to do Die Hard or Christmas Vacation? Did we do Christmas Vacation as like a full deep episode last year for Christmas?
We did. We did a recasting.
Of Die Hard?
Well, we did a Die Hard recasting, but
right.
I think we did Christmas Vacation.
Those are the holiday classics. We'll have to dive in and take a look and see what we want to do. But for sure, we're going to do
Prancer.
Willow. Yeah. Oh, Prancer. Yeah. We did do that.
Santa Claus the Movie.
That's another good one. All right, Max. I got nothing else other than welcome to Holiday Thunderdome.
Don't shoot your eye out.
Don't shoot your eye. Okay, how do you want to end the episode? What do you got?
That was how I
Don't
went.
shoot your eye out?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I don't mind that. I think I'll go with he had yellow eyes, so help me God. Yellow eyes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.